Good morning. So here's a thought for all the lovers out there. When you find a relationship and you know that that relationship is something that you can really work with, you know that you're both committed to a higher purpose, then recall the story of the Buddha when two people went to the Buddha, a couple who loved each other deeply, and they went to the Buddha and they said, "Lord, we love each other so much, and yet we're afraid, because when one of us dies, we're afraid of being separated by death." And the Buddha said, keep following the teachings and keep following the love. And together, those two things, if you're fortunate, will allow you to be reborn in a single body as an enlightened one. And there's something for you to work towards. So when you're with your loved one, or if you are looking for a loved one, have that impulse at the core of your being. That's the highest impulse anyone can have in a relationship. There is nothing higher. That is the greatest service anyone can offer the world, the cosmos, humanity, is to make the step towards awakening. It doesn't matter what we do on the outside if we're not awake. It doesn't have a true impact. It'll have an impact within the Maya, within the world we live in, but what the world really needs is awakened beings, fully realized beings, because a fully realized being, everything they do causes more people to awaken and become realized. And that's the greatest service anyone can offer to life. So make that seed, place that seed, plant that seed at the core of your relationship or your longing for a relationship. It's pure selflessness. To work together, to be reborn, those two halves as a whole in a single being, a glorious being, an awakened one. Can you imagine what kind of teachings would come through such an awakened one? That person would be able to teach the true relationships because of the incarnative crescendo that brought about their awakening through the loving of two halves becoming whole. And that means that gives you all the power to move through all the challenges and sufferings and difficulties and shadows that every relationship inevitably will bring up. But with that as your compass, as your North Star, you have the capacity to go all the way and further. And then when death does come, then it will be revealed as simply a veil. And occasionally you will hear of a couple where one dies and the love in them is so great that the other one doesn't experience their death, that the person lives on in the heart fully. That's what I'm talking about. But even further, because behind that feeling is the selfless urge to serve the whole at the highest level possible. To consider.